One, two, three, testing. This is Francis Mahan. Good afternoon to everyone. Let's talk about a journey into the mind, the power of our mind to control our thoughts. Have you ever sat in a place quiet, like a park, an outdoor, or the beach, somewhere that was fresh? And you were so peaceful, concentrating on just what is nature and your thoughts, perhaps even breathing to relax yourself. I recently heard someone ask, how do I release stress? In my experience, I believe that the best way to release stress is by breathing in and out. There is nothing more refreshing for your mind, your brain, and your neural cells than breathing and relaxing. It brings you into a calm state of mind. Now, if you are sitting someone and you're quiet, you're breathing, and you're just there, present, you are aware of that moment so deeply that nothing outside of you can disrupt your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. You can have a child screaming or something have fallen and a noise from outside, and nothing can disturb your mind. Have you ever experienced that? Is it possible for us to see somewhere and hear noises and ignore it because they don't have an emotional reaction on our conscious or unconscious mind or subconscious mind? Because sometimes experiences happen because of what we have been through before. Now, I once experienced such a beautiful moment, not once, but twice. Once in Goa by the beach, doing some meditation, just embracing the surrounding, just being present with myself. People were walking around. I can hear the sound of the water coming to the edge of the sand, and nothing bothered me. I was so far away from the present that it was nearly impossible for me to fathom that that was possible or available to us. The next experience I had was in Bali. I'm sitting at the airport and I am just quiet, meditating, concentrating on my inner thoughts, in myself, my breathing. And there were kids screaming, people walking around. It was busy. We were all waiting for the plane to come. And I was so embedded into that moment that nothing outside of me could disturb my inner peace. That is beautiful. And I believe that today we should be able to do and experience this state of mind in order to avoid what is going on outside of us, all the noises that are happening around us, whether it is through media, through news, or anything. Now, is it possible that memories of the past can trigger the mind to react immediately as soon as you hear a noise or you see something that reminds you of something else? An experience with an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend, or a partner. Think about that. It is possible to emotionally be disrupted by what is going on around you, because our mind has the capacity to restore as well as create chaos from within with memories of the past. Okay? If you see a couple and they are enamored, they are just looking happy, kissing. One of the good examples is Italy. You always see couples embracing each other, kissing, hugging outdoors. I think that France has the reputation of being a romantic city, but I will say, I'm sorry, Italy surpasses that, because I saw that while I was visiting there for 3 months. Anyhow, you see a couple and they're embracing. They're happy, they're kissing, they're enamored, they're young. And you look at it and it doesn't bother you, but then you react in a way that triggers a thought from the past, from your ex, a moment when you two were together, let's say maybe in Paris or somewhere in a beautiful island, and you were happy. But then the last time you went to a place with this person, you were so triggered by his actions and his reactions against you that it brought sour memories to the subconscious mind, from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind retrieve those memories of that past time. And instead of you looking at the couple and feeling pleasant feelings and emotions, something trigger an unpleasant thought. This is how the mind reacts. Now, if you have healed from this past experience with an ex, you will look at the moment as something that's romantic, embrace it, and think about memories that were so pleasant that you can smile about it. You can say to yourself, that is lovely. I remember when I once was in that state, and the feeling and the maturity mentally or the moment in a pleasant way. Because if you have healed, those emotions will be of pleasant nature, not unpleasant. You will not be triggered by past memories, even if you're not together. Because I'll tell you what, one of the best ways to heal in any emotional disruption that we experience from within is to see that moment as an expression of love. There is a saying that says, I promise to experience everything today as an expression of love. Of course, that is not always possible, because we tend to retrieve memories from the past and bring them into the present sometimes, which agitates our emotion and it brings negative feelings. But once you have healed, you say, you know what? It was a journey. I went on a journey and I returned to become a better person. And I'm proud of it, because that journey now, today, brings me happiness instead of sadness. I can sit back and relax and say, wow, I have had a beautiful life. I enjoy myself. I had a good time. I have been to places. I have dined in places that many people will possibly imagine they could, but they haven't. So life is what you make it. If you want to make it miserable, you can remember the past and feel sad and miserable, or you can remember and be present with who you are as an individual today and give yourself credit for growing, for understanding, for seeing someone out there that perhaps has not had what you have or experienced what you have experienced, and not necessarily judge them, but say, wow, they do have a long way to go to grow, because they are still going through that process of life where they're not certain about love, what they want. They're still exposed to social media and the attention they can get from social media, instead of being present with the self and say, I am so proud of who I am. This is what I have to offer. And I don't have to overexpose myself for the world to know that I am here, because I am that I am, and I am present. Thank you for listening to my video. I appreciate it. Subscribe and share if you like it. And if you don't, you can ignore it as well. It doesn't bother me. I kind of go back into what I have recorded and remember how far I have come. And that is the gift of life. Have a wonderful weekend. This is Francis Mahan.